This is Lucius. He's a man like many others, burdened by the whispers that follow him wherever he goes. Every step he takes feels weighed down by the opinions of others, a constant murmur in his mind. Lucius works diligently in a bustling Roman market, where every merchant and passerby has an opinion. Their voices linger, like the relentless hum of cicadas on a summer's day. He feels their eyes on him, judging, scrutinizing his every move. It's a world where even the slightest misstep seems amplified, and Lucius finds himself trapped in a web of external expectations. He wonders if he will ever find peace from the clamor that surrounds him. But what Lucius doesn't know is that an ancient emperor, a thinker of profound wisdom, once faced the same relentless noise. And in his quiet reflections, he found a way to silence it all. Lucius yearns for serenity, for a way to walk through the market unfazed by the voices that relentlessly swarm him. He dreams of moving with the calm certainty of ships slicing through turbulent seas, untouched by the storm. What he seeks, above all, is the ability to silence the external noise that envelopes his life. In stark contrast stands Gaius, a fellow merchant whose confidence seems impervious, as if he wears an invisible cloak shielding him from the whispers and stares. Gaius glides through the chaos like a marble statue through a tempest, unmoved by the opinions swirling around him. Lucius marvels at Gaius, wondering what secret he possesses to remain so unaffected. While Lucius fumbles through his days, entangled in the web of judgments that cling to him like a second skin, Gaius appears to live in a state of quietude, the world's noise nothing more than a distant echo. In his heart, Lucius longs to transform this cacophony into silence, to find the serenity that eludes him at every turn. And thus, he repeats to himself silently, like a mantra, silence the external noise. Lucius stands in the grand atrium of the Roman Senate, its marble pillars stretching toward the heavens like the ambitions held within its walls. His robes are newly tailored, the fabric whispering of wealth and status as it brushes against the floor. Around him, senators and dignitaries buzz like bees in a hive, their conversations a symphony of power plays and alliances. He seeks the approval of those around him, their nods and smiles like currency in this world of influence. With each handshake, each knowing glance, he feels a brief surge of validation, a fleeting confirmation that he belongs. Yet beneath his polished surface, a familiar hollowness echoes, a void that no amount of recognition seems able to fill. Lucius steps into the Senate chamber, his heart thudding a rhythm of anticipation and dread. He delivers a speech, meticulously crafted, his words meticulously chosen to sway the minds of those who hold sway. Applause follows, a wave of sound that washes over him, momentarily drowning out the insecurities that cling to him like shadows. But as the noise fades, so too does the illusion of contentment. He wanders through the city, his footsteps echoing down cobblestone streets, the noise of the bustling market rising around him. Each successful transaction, each coin exchanged, brings a momentary thrill, a fleeting elevation above the murmur of his doubts. Yet the silence he craves remains elusive, a ghost haunting the edges of his consciousness. Lucius returns home, the walls of his villa adorned with the trappings of success. He stares into a polished bronze mirror, searching the reflection for peace. But all he finds is the same restless gaze staring back at him. The accolades, the status, they are reflections too, shallow, ephemeral. And so the mantra returns, threading through his thoughts like a lifeline, silence the external noise. The next morning, Lucius finds himself seated at a grand banquet. The clatter of utensils and the hum of conversation envelop him, yet his mind is elsewhere. His latest triumph, a lucrative trade deal, had only served to amplify the whispers. His name was now uttered with reverence, but also with envy and spite. The more he achieved, the more opinions seemed to multiply, each voice a thread in a tapestry that smothered his peace. He raises a goblet to his lips, the wine as rich and full-bodied as the life he had crafted. But the taste is hollow, a reminder of what he has sacrificed. Friends who once walked beside him now linger only in memories, their absence a poignant silence at the edge of his success. Time, once abundant, has been swallowed by the relentless pursuit of validation, leaving Lucius a stranger in his own schedule. In the quiet moments, between the demands of business and the fleeting indulgences, Lucius feels the weight of his choices. He has built a fortress of status, yet within its walls, he is isolated. The laughter around him, the praise, the murmurs of approval, they are all external noise, a cacophony drowning out the voice he most longs to hear, his own. His eyes drift over the banquet table, landing on a familiar face, a friend from years past. They exchange a nod, but the connection is superficial, a shadow of what once was. The price of his ambition becomes clearer with each passing day, the loss of genuine connection, of time misspent, of a self deluded by the expectations of others. And there it is again, the mantra that has become his only solace: silence the external noise. As the night stretches on, Lucius realizes this truth has never been more urgent. He must find a way to quiet the clamor or risk losing himself entirely. Lucius, surrounded by the gilded opulence of his achievements, feels the weight of empty accolades pressing down upon him. Each fleeting compliment, each hollow laugh, is a reminder of the void they failed to fill. He glances across the room and sees Marcus, a man of simpler means, yet one whose presence commands a quiet respect. Marcus stands alone, unadorned, his eyes serene and unfazed by the spectacle around him. There's an undeniable strength in his solitude, a tranquility that Lucius envies. The room feels split in two. One half, a sea of restless ambition. The other, a calm harbor of contentment. Lucius' world is built on others' perceptions, a fragile construct of borrowed judgments and transient praise. Marcus, on the other hand, seems to draw strength from within, his sense of self as unwavering as a mountain standing against the wind. The contrast is stark and unsettling. Lucius, with all his wealth and influence, feels like a driftwood caught in a storm, while Marcus stands rooted, grounded by an inner clarity that defies the chaos. The whispers around Lucius grow louder, echoing through the chasms of his mind. Yet Marcus remains untouched, the noise dissipating before it can breach his composed exterior. Silence the external noise. The refrain echoes in Lucius' mind, a lifeline thrown into tumultuous seas. He watches Marcus, searching for the secret to his peace, yearning to exchange the oppressive weight of external validation for the lightness of self-acceptance. The gap between them is not of fortune or status, but of understanding of the depth with which they engage with the world and themselves. In the middle of this cacophony, Lucius finally gathers his courage. He approaches Marcus, who stands by the window, seemingly untouched by the swirling storm of opinions and scrutiny. Marcus, Lucius begins, his voice barely rising above the room's din. how do you remain so unmoved by all this noise? How do you silence it? Marcus turns to Lucius, his eyes calm pools of certainty amidst the chaos. He pauses, letting the weight of the question settle between them, then offers a simple, yet profound response. I silence nothing but my own need to hear it. Lucius is taken aback. The words hang in the air, crystalline in their clarity. Suddenly, the discordant voices around him seem to fade, their sharp edges blunted by this newfound understanding. Marcus' secret was never about controlling the external world, but about releasing the hold it had on his internal one. Silence the external noise. The refrain replays in Lucius' mind. Only now, its meaning has shifted. It's not about muting the chorus of opinions, but about tuning out the resonance they hold within. Marcus taught him that the true silence is born not from suppression, but from detachment. The liberation he sought was not in silencing others, but in silencing the part of himself that craved their judgments. In that moment, Lucius feels the oppressive fog lift ever so slightly, replaced by a quiet resolve. The room is just as noisy, yet somehow it feels entirely different, more distant, less significant, as he begins to understand the power of relinquishment. In the cacophony of voices, Marcus Aurelius found clarity in a simple yet profound Stoic principle. The only control we truly possess is over ourselves. This idea is encapsulated in his words. If you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. This is the trick, the secret he imparts to the world. Not to silence others, but to silence the power their opinions hold over you. It's a call to recognize where your control ends and where your peace begins. You see, it's not about shunning the external noise, but about ceasing to let it dictate your internal dialogue. Let the world chatter away. Its words can only penetrate as deeply as you allow. Your task is to build a sanctuary within, one that is impervious to the shifting winds of external judgment. Carry this lesson with you, a shield against the external noise, not by muting it, but by disarming its impact. When you master this, you realize that true silence is not the absence of sound, but the absence of its power over you. So, as you navigate the labyrinth of life, let Marcus Aurelius' ancient wisdom be your guiding star. Silence the external noise, not by demanding quiet, but by cultivating your own calm. Let the opinions of others drift past like leaves on a stream, never clinging to your consciousness. Remember, the world may roar, but only you can decide the volume. Let this be the art of your daily practice, the discipline of turning inward to find the quiet strength of Stoicism. If you seek more wisdom to steady your path, consider subscribing for new Stoic insights every day. Until next time, guard your inner peace. Short texto natila. 1 Marcus walks into noise. 2 noise doesn't define you. 3 hear your own voice term and calm. Full video on the channel plus #Stoicism.